We're here with co-head soccer coach Jess Jobe, and practice is a week old. What you seeing out there?
We're seeing a lot of good stuff. Really pleased with what we're seeing. We're seeing a group that I think, speaking candidly, is more competitive than our group, the group we had last year. I think from top to bottom they do a good job of getting after it every day in practice. We're asking a lot of them, demanding a lot of them, and they're rising to that challenge on a consistent basis, so we're really pleased with that. And we've got a lot of competition for a lot of spots. That's very exciting. I know I've talked a time or two about that, but that continues to be something that is just very exciting for our coaching staff and very exciting, I think, for our players. We're going to have some good depth. We've got some players who inevitably, we can only play 11, we can only start 11, but we've got some good players who are going to be options to come right in and make a difference off the bench. So depth is something that we're excited about as well. And finally, I think just a mentality, a desire, and excitement. I think we want to get after it versus UALR on Saturday. I think we can't wait for that game to come. We want to play a real opponent. We want to see how our system shakes out versus a live game and a live opponent. So I think we're seeing excitement, competitiveness, a lot of good battles out there, and really overwhelmingly positive so far.
Then I know you were talking about it in the past. You've talked about Jamie. You've talked about Olivia. Are there anybody else out of the freshman class who's really stepped up in the past week or so?
Man, you're gonna ask these tough questions again, huh? Yeah, no, I mean, I think we're really happy just top to bottom with that freshman class. I mean, it's really hard to speak about individuals. I know I mentioned several the other day, but I mean, I think more importantly, there's no one that's not doing their part, and there's no one that's not doing their job right now. I mean, I think all 13 players have come in with a good mentality. Our 14th newcomer being a transfer in Achelia, who's fit right in and competed really well. I think that's another position, the goalkeepers being a position that's going to be, they're going to put their coaches in really tough decisions week to week on who is the best for whatever opponents we're playing, or who's in the best form that week. And so we're just seeing battles all over the place, and I think all 13 players, all 13 of our freshmen are stepping up and battling and making cases for themselves. And again, that continues to be one of the most exciting things about this group. And I think we could look at all of them, and we're able to pick out some good contributions.
Then obviously improvement is a huge thing. What has stood out to you from week 1 going into week 2 of camp?
Yeah, I think as things start to catch up to us a little bit, as we're having week 1, we did 2 practices a day. We're going to start to transition in to focus in on one session, and we're trying to keep things in a sense where we can get the most out of them, and really be conscious about not putting too much, not overloading them from an exertion standpoint. But I think seeing some of that catch up to us a little bit has really started to kind of figure out how we're going to manage that, not only as a coaching staff but also individuals. And so I think one really great thing we've seen is them really take their recovery seriously, and their nutrition. And so I think we're having some really great conversations with both with the team and with individuals on those pieces, and how important their role when they're not at training and all the time in between, that they take care of their bodies and they take care of what they're doing. And so all of that, I think, equates to a professional mindset that we're going to ask them to have, and we're going to try and dig in and go deeper and deeper into that mindset and what that means. And we've really seen, I think, some good buy-in and players asking good questions, and really another area that they're rising to the occasion and rising to the challenge. So I think that the mindset has continued to develop, continued to get better as they become more and more familiar with what normal practice is going to be like, the expectations and demands coming from their coaching staff and their teammates. And so we're just really pleased with how they've responded to those things.
And then finally, one last question. You guys made the tournament last year as the 8th seed. You guys were predicted 8th again this upcoming year in the preseason poll. I mean, obviously 18th making it, so that wouldn't put you in, but obviously you're striving for more.
Absolutely, we are absolutely striving for more. We're not offended by where we've ended up ranking, but I think it's a good indication to them that we have more work to do. That we got in at 8 last year, and there's other coaches in SIDs in this conference who are confident, kind of voting us back into that place and making that prediction. But really, it doesn't mean a whole lot to us at this point, and we're not going to pay too much attention and put too much stock into those things that are arbitrary and really don't affect what we're doing on the day-to-day. Right now, we're focused on the process. We're focusing on every opportunity we get in training and every moment we're able to spend together, getting more and more comfortable with one another and just continue to take steps forward. So we're looking at improvement on a daily basis and what that's going to add up and how that's going to total at the end of a week and then at the end of a month. And then hopefully at the end of a season, we look back and realize we've exceeded those expectations and goals that we've set for ourselves, as well as what some others around the conference may think we're capable of. So I think we're confident we can push further and push more. But again, we need the reminder every now and then of how difficult it is, how competitive this conference is going to be, and it's not going to be easy. So, I don't mind at all us, having to play from behind a little bit and be one of the conference underdogs. We're ready to take on that challenge.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.